From the center of the Americas to you, wherever you are, this is the End of Days. Welcome back, folks, to the End of Days podcast. This is the second part of our two-part on Vandana Shiva. She is, just to bring everybody back up to speed, the great Indian scientist, physicist, activist, sometimes called an ecofeminist, who's fought hard over the past decades against the encroachment of the man in his iteration of big ag, or as it's better known, big agriculture, who's gone about creating all sorts of chaos on the subcontinent. And so Vandana is one of the people that I think is a hero to the world. And I wanted to talk a little bit about where this is all going, what it all means, and its significance. Not so much to talk about Vandana herself, but to talk about the topics that are ancillary to or surround what it is that she had to go up against and continues to go up against. So let's talk about the causes of chronic disease, and let's talk about what that looks like. So, today people are suffering from all sorts of ailments, and it's gotten to the point where it's a little bit weird, right? Because it's one thing, people get older and they tend to have issues, but we're in a world today where more and more people are having more and more problems, and a variety of them. Things like cancer, Alzheimer's, Asperger's.
Wait, there's a disease called Asperger's?
Autism, diabetes, mental disorders, heart disease, arthritis, a whole litany of ailments. And we find that we're beginning to understand scientifically and intuitively what the causes must be. And it's not simply getting older. It's not simply that, we're aging and our bodies are falling apart. A lot of people would like you to believe that, particularly those who are selling you the things that are causing these problems. So what are these things? Well, for one thing, it's the processed foods. And this is one of the things that is really to the heart of what Vandana was always talking about and what she's fighting against. And, you can go back to the 1950s in the United States of America, and the sugar lobby did a heck of a job in convincing people that, hey, the problem here isn't sugar. We don't have anything definitive on that. So really, probably it's fats. It's the fats in your diet that's causing people to be overweight. Now, this has been utterly refuted and disproven in the last decades, but at the time, people were quite ignorant, so they sort of bought it. And we found that almost everything today, much less back then, we find that almost everything today contains some sort of sugars. And I'm talking about processed foods in particular here, not, a piece of beef. So, you look at corn syrup, you look at seed oils, and you start to realize that these are products that were created simply for profit without any consideration unto human health. And so what are seed oils? Seed oils are considered vegetable oils. All vegetable oils are not seed oils. So olive, coconut oil, avocado oils, for example, are not derived from a seed. They're not considered seed oils. Canola, corn, cottonseed, soy, sunflower, safflower, grapeseed, rice bran, those are all what we call seed oils. And seed oils are not so good for the health. So if you're going to cook, cook with olive oil. Don't cook with vegetable oil. Vegetable oil is not a healthful solution. And, what has happened over the course of decades is the manufacturers have looked for ways either to create products that are cheap in order to sell them for a good profit, or to take products which are basically waste and to convert them and convince people that somehow these are good products to use. Take, for example, fluoride. Fluoride is an industrial byproduct. It's a waste material, and it's been repurposed and resold and repackaged as a kind of medicine. So we're told, oh, fluoride is what you need to keep your teeth good. Strong teeth, dental hygiene, you need to have fluoride. Fluoride's a poison. So why? Well, it's an industrial byproduct from the aluminum industry, I believe, that they said, hey, instead of throwing this stuff away and having to mitigate it and pay money to dispose of it, let's actually put it into products and tell people that this is somehow a great benefit to them. So that's what happened. And today, it's to the point where everything contains fluoride. Not everything, of course, but I mean, people are aware that it's in your toothpaste. Well, thankfully, most people don't swallow their toothpaste. That's a good thing. But it's not so good to have it in your toothpaste. But what's really appalling is that they put it in the water. So any of these people out there, and you may be one of them, who go out and buy bottled water and think, oh, well, I'm buying bottled water and it's really good, it's better than drinking out of the tap. Well, it may or may not be, depending on what is in your tap, because a lot of the municipalities out there have put fluoride into the system. So even if you're drinking out of the tap, you're still drinking fluoride. How ridiculous is that? If you have your own well, you don't have that problem. But if you're in a municipality and you have city water, for instance, you still have that problem. Many people don't understand how advanced the industry of food science is. They only care about creating tasty and addictive flavors. And there is no incentive to be making these food products in a healthful way. And they are only and ever products. The same is true with, say, the pop music industry. So they're confecting something for people, and it's all saccharin, it's all sugar, it's all industrial waste, and they package it in such a way that's attractive to us. So now we begin to understand that perhaps, after all, it's not merely a disincentive to produce wholesomeness, but actually a concerted effort to undermine public health, morals, morale, and life itself. And who could want that? But I think we know it has been and always has been those who worship the Dark Lord. So this is as simple as it gets, guys. What we're dealing with is on an industrial level, on a societal level, and now on a global level, the people who are creating the products that we consume are actually nothing less than a bunch of Satanists. Now, bear with me on that, because I know for a lot of people, they think that that's crazy. But if you look at it closely, you understand that this must be true. And then, once you understand that's true, you understand what the actual battle is that you're involved in, whether you like it or not. So their motto, these Satanists, if we want to call them that, or you can call them whatever you want to, is essentially do as thou wilt. So their impetus is self-service, and their faith is squarely and completely in the material realm. For them, human life, save their own, has no value. And this is why they murder us with impunity. So how deep does the rabbit hole go? Well, it goes pretty deep. I have some more ideas that I want to share with you about this stuff, and particularly about what's happening in the world today and what we can do about it. And that's the whole essence of this chat. Let's pick up from here, and we'll talk about a new topic, but one that is related to and has everything to do with what we've been talking about thus far. Have a good one, guys. We'll talk soon. Where do we go from here? So much to talk about. God helps those who help themselves. So whatever you do, work at it with all your heart. Be mindful, be helpful unto others, for there is salvation, and that salvation may be your own, and you not even know it. CB wanted me to mention, thanks for listening. If you like this content, please consider liking and subscribing. It really helps.
Adios and thanks for the fish.